America, it's time to wake up. It's time to see what's going on and really understand and get to the bottom of why things are happening around you and why you don't think you can change it, or why you think it just happens. Let's really get to the bottom of this. 58 people killed, and investigators don't have a reason as to why. Alright, so let's think about this. They walked in, they said he had 8 or 9 guns. I don't know, that could have been exaggerated. You know the news, or do you not? Because I know plenty of news stories that were totally off and exaggerated, because what they want to do is they want to grab you by this fear, this thing that's called fear, and they want to use it against you. So you see this, right? 58 people killed at, a music, festival, whatever it was. It doesn't really matter where it was. What matters is that it happened. And what you're gonna go and do next, you wanna know what you're gonna do? You're gonna be walking down the street and you're gonna see a guy and you're gonna be like, no, let's not talk to him, in your head. Yeah, I'm walking down the street, I see somebody, I smile, I'm like, hello, and they give me this dirty look because they think I'm about to murder them. Alright, so they think I'm about to murder them, so they don't say hello back. So we're not friends anymore, or we're not friends when we could have been. We're not, that opportunity's down the drain. And let's put it in a scenario. Okay, so because you're afraid to talk to me now, I'm gonna be alone. Because I don't have any friends. Let's say that. Put that into perspective. I don't have any friends. And so I'm trying to make some friends, and everybody thinks I'm weird, and everybody hates me, and they're even more scared than they've ever been now. And now it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. The reason people are doing these things is because they are left alone in hate, in anguish, in pain, in suffering. Have you never suffered in your life? Yeah, not everybody has the opportunity to get out of that. Not everybody has that chance to... Not everybody has that strength to move on from things that happen. And when you have nobody there for you, do you know what happens? Do you really want to know what happens? You get forgotten. And you know what happens when you're forgotten from the world? When you think that this world isn't real at all? When you think that nobody even recognizes you, nobody even glimpses at you when you're walking around. But they'll stare at you. They won't talk to you, but they'll stare at you, right? Or they won't. And then you're just off the map. Alright, so you're off the map and you're forgotten. And you know what somebody who is forgotten wants to do? They want to be remembered. And you know how their only option at being remembered is? Showing you the pain and suffering that they felt. So 58 people killed in Las Vegas. And you know what we're going to go and do? We're going to push each other even farther away. We're going to start pointing fingers and start blaming people for what's going on. You want me to tell you what's going on? You really want me to tell you what's going on? They're trying to grab us by our fear. They're trying to make sure that we get stuck in our ways and we are more afraid, and we want the government to take control. Hey, please handle these people. He is a criminal, so take care of him. No, it's your job. Stop blaming everybody else. Stop pointing fingers when you know you've met that person. If you have, why didn't you do anything? I'm not gonna be the kind of guy who's gonna stand around and say, I could have done something, but I didn't. Because I was afraid to be his friend. Because I was afraid to love him. Because he's never been loved in his life. That's not me. I was alone for a long time, and you know who saved me? He was the only one who showed me what it was like to be loved. He was the only one. Because everybody else, it just felt like they wanted my attention. Honestly. That's what love feels like sometimes, attention. That's what we make it to seem like, attention. Like here, I'm gonna focus on you for a minute. Let me focus on you for a minute. Let me focus on, that's not love. That's not love. Oh, but when you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna run off. Nah. I bet everybody in his life left him. And I'm praying for the people who were murdered. It was not right, it was an evil act. I'm not saying he is unjust in that. I'm just saying, what could you have done? What could we as a people have done? Could we have come together? Could we have opened our hearts? Could we have been maybe a better person to him that day? Could we have given him a ride? Oh, I don't want to give somebody a ride who murdered people. Maybe he wouldn't have been a murderer if you would have given him a ride. It's time to wake up. Stop being so afraid, or are you a bitch? I'll be honest. Everybody these days acts like a little bitch, like they're afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die because I have faith. Because that's what everybody lost, right? They lost their faith. When I go, it's my time to go, and I know it's my time to go. When I go, if somebody murdered me, I hope they murdered me. And you know, that's sad to say, and I mean this in no hateful way at all, but if someone murdered me, I understand their pain. I understand that they must have been going through something far worse than I've ever felt in my entire life. They must have been in that darkest, coldest place. And I wouldn't want everybody to hate them afterwards. I wouldn't want anybody to hate them. I would want somebody to reach out to them and say, why? What could we have done? What could we have done? Let's work off of what we have and progress from it instead of fall back into it. Everybody was talking about it for about 30 seconds this morning. Hey, Courage, did you hear what happened? Courage, did you hear what happened? And then they just let it go. Like they can't do anything about it. How are we gonna change as a people? We are a nation. We the people. This isn't we the government. This isn't we protect us. This isn't we be afraid. This is we the people. Because he is one of us. Do you recognize that? You put him in this other category when he is one of us. He's a human being. He's not a dog. He's not an evil demonic, satanic. I mean, maybe he was. There are people out there like that, sadly. Sadly, there are. But he is still a human being. And even at the end of the day, the people who worship Satan, the people who worship anything, is still a human. And it's our job to bring them back from that. It's our job to save their lives. It's our job to make sure that somebody's there for them. But you know what we do? We put them in another category and we're like, that's not us. Because that's what we do nowadays. Oh, he's black. He's not a human being. Oh, he's white. He's not a human being. Oh, he has a different hairstyle. He's not a human being. Oh, he's from a different country. He's not a human being. Well, let me tell you something. He's a fucking human being. Do you not recognize that? That we are all humans. If you're not a dog, you're not a dog. If you're not an animal, you're not an animal. If you're a human, you're a human. We are people. It is we the people. We fight together or we fight against each other. And that's how this world works. So are we going to unite? And are we going to start being more friendly? And are we going to start caring about each other? Are we going to start being more patient? And being more patient for the impatient? The people who are in a hurry? What if they're in a hurry for a reason? What if they're going slow for a reason? You don't know unless you ask. We need to wake up. And if we don't wake up, we're all going to die in a way that we all don't want to. God bless the families who lost those people. God bless the people who see this. God bless America, because we need it right now.